Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you wherever you may be. My name is Don Atkins. I am here on the Teachable product team, streaming to you live from Michigan, just outside the Detroit Ann Arbor area. Welcome to everyone joining in. I see some folks already dropping in the live chat where you're calling in from. Please let us know where you are. Hello to Kim from Midlands, England, to Northern Barista from Toronto. Rob from Northern Canada, welcome, welcome. Today's live event is all about how to monetize your blog. This is one of a series of our Teachable product webinars. We're so happy to be here and partner with you in this part of running your business. For today, just gonna get us started here with a couple housekeeping notes at the beginning. You can add your comments and questions right there in the live chat in YouTube. Please, of course, keep your feedback constructive. Do note that this is being recorded and we will share a recording via email. There will also be a recording available right where you registered on that landing page, teachable.com, events, how to monetize your blog. Today's in-house experts include yours truly, myself, Don Atkins, product marketing here at Teachable, and our senior product manager, Chacier Warhurst. We are super happy to be here. Chacier, in fact, is part of the team that built the WordPress plugin that we're going to be talking about a little bit later as a teaser to what's coming ahead. For our agenda today, we're going to talk about a few different ways you can monetize your blog. We're going to talk about integrating WordPress and Teachable in particular. We're also going to do a live Q&A. So drop your questions in the live chat. I cannot promise that we're going to get to all of them. In fact, I'm pretty sure we won't, but we will try to address as many as we can. And then we also have a surprise contest announcement that we are going to be sharing with you at the end of today's session. So please stay tuned for that as well. But first, a couple questions for you. And you can drop your answers in the live chat, but let us know, are you currently, are you actively running a blog? Super curious. I know a lot of folks are already running blogs. We've heard from a lot of you who are. There are many who aren't. Just trying to get a sense of our audience here today. Who are we talking to? Seeing a lot of yeses, a no. Great. Okay. Super helpful. And one more question. Have you already installed Teachable's WordPress plugin? Yes or no? Okay, as we jump out here, so we're going to talk about a few different ways that you can monetize your blog. The first one from your partners here at Teachable. Now, I should caveat here too, many of these you may already be familiar with, but we also know that there are folks who are newer to blogging, newer to Teachable, and so we just want to share a few things that we know that we've seen creators do successfully over the years. Probably super familiar and super obvious, but one thing you can do on your blog is run display ads. There's a picture of what that looks like here. I'm sure you've seen it in a million places. One of the benefits of running display ads on your blog is they're passive. You really just install that code once, not much more you have to do after that. The more traffic you get, the more you make. On the downside, how those look, you don't tend to have really any control over that. They can be an eyesore, especially depending on where and how those are placed on your blog. And they really aren't necessarily that profitable, especially if you have a smaller audience and don't get a lot of traffic. But they can be lucrative and helpful for some folks, so wanted to call that out here. Another thing that you can do is use your blog for affiliate marketing. And in fact, affiliates typically earn anywhere from 5 to 30% commission. So that can start to add up and get pretty lucrative pretty quickly. Now, there's a couple different ways you can do this. There are affiliate platforms. You might have heard of like Amazon Associates, where you can link directly to Amazon products and get a commission from there. Those are typically around 10% or less from what I understand. Another thing you can do is set up brand affiliate programs. In fact, Teachable has an affiliate program that you can apply to participate in, and you can earn up to 30% referring customers to Teachable. Other large brands out there like Adobe, Elementor also run affiliate programs. So there are lots of ways that you can direct your traffic to specific affiliate links and earn a commission on those affiliate sales. The benefits of that is it can be relatively easy to do and get set up. It's also fairly passive, as are display ads. And some companies actually will offer some somewhat large incentives, so 20 or 30% of a purchase even. On the downside, many don't really pay very much at all, and you actually need people to then go on and buy. So it can be a difficult part of the funnel to capture at times as well. I want to pause for a second and say, too, we have some great resources that provide a lot more detail about how to actually set some of these things up. So we can share that after the call here, too. Just wanted to give you a quick overview of a few different ways you can monetize your blog here. But one of our favorite ways, of course, of monetizing your blog is by offering your Teachable courses and bundles. So we really love this because this is actually one of the most lucrative ways for you to monetize your blog. The transaction value on selling a course or a bundle is going to far outweigh anything that you might earn from affiliate or ad sales, especially in the short term. It's also just an opportunity to offer like meaningful, relevant content to your audience. So these aren't just random display ads that are showing up based on whatever the ad network serves up, but these are your products. This is building on your expertise. Another benefit is that it can help further establish your credibility. So even within your existing blog, being able to show that you offer courses on a particular topic just continues to enhance your presence and your credibility in the space. Now, of course, the only downside to this is that if you don't already have your courses, it can take a little bit longer to get this going, of course, because you still have to build your course and build out your products. But if you are already on Teachable, you already have those courses built up, adding this is extremely simple, easy, and customizable. And that's what we're going to share with you today. So I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Chacier, who's going to tell you more about how to offer and sell your Teachable products right here on your WordPress blog.
Awesome. Thanks, Don. Hey, everyone. I'm Chacier. So I'm coming from you from Denver, Colorado. I'm super excited to share with you the WordPress plugin that we built and also just some examples that we found that showcase what Don had just gone over. So this first slide, sell where they are. So what we mean by that is you're already directing audience to your blog. You're building great content on your blog. And what you should really be doing is capitalizing on that, right? Like you want to then monetize your blog and start to see, the fruits of your labor there. So, but the first quick, did you know? So blogs can see conversion rates up to 6 times higher than other marketing methods. So definitely great content there. It's great for SEO. And people are already reading, something relevant most likely. And a natural progression to this is then to, hey, we have a course on the same subject matter or a related subject matter. It's kind of a natural conversion for most people. I'm going to go through a few examples just that I found. These are all kind of different spectrums. Some of these are ones that I typically read, just some blogs that I kind of go to, usually around cycling. But just some good examples. I'll just show you kind of some of what other people are doing in the realm. So this is Bandit, a running company, and this is going to be their blog that they have. Something that they do is they just keep their content very relevant to their brand. So they have, I don't know if you've seen, this is one of their marketing campaigns that went viral, just the unsponsored project for potential athletes going into the Olympics. It's actually really genius in itself, but their blog is just really nicely designed. They always have the call to actions to shop their products, and their subject matter itself is kind of what's leading people to then take additional action on their site. So typically just a simple layout for this one, but it's kind of compelling because of the content that they do have. I'll go to this one here. So this is a blog on climate change. And what I want to showcase here is, this is a nicely written, a lot of great content, some great imagery in this blog. They even have, a trailer to a YouTube video here. But what they're trying to promote is their subscription to their newsletter. So they want to have subscribers. So you'll see, they added this call to action in the middle of the content. If you keep scrolling, they have some more engaging content here, but the big thing is they really want them to take that action and to subscribe. And we'll be able to mimic this with the WordPress plugin here in a bit. And then this is another one. So this is Paris by Mouth. So great places where to eat in Paris if you're visiting. Most of these are going to be paid blog posts. So they're actually monetizing the blog itself, and that's the product that they're trying to sell. And so the way that they're doing this, which is really smart, is they have the overall blog post, and then throughout, they're always going to be featuring those additional paid posts. So all of these links are to paid posts. Think of this as, this is linking to Teachable products. Could be linking to a Teachable course or a bundle. And all of these call to actions are going to be kind of prompting their viewers to take that next action and to purchase that membership. This was another one that I typically read. Trainer Road. This is a cycling training company, but they come up with training plans for people to become better cyclists. And they do a similar kind of take on things. So all of their content's very relevant to what they're pushing, but all of the call to actions are to take that additional step to become a member of Trainer Road, because it's a premium service. And so that's going to be the only actions that you see on this page. Sign up. Anything that's in that orange call to action color is going to be promoting them to take that next step to sign up or renew now. And just a couple more. So this one is kind of pretty heavy on the advertising front. I'll refresh to see if I can get this additional ad to pop. Yeah, so here we go. As Don mentioned, sometimes you need to be careful with how you do your advertising. This one does flow with the content, but there's a lot here. But it's a great way to showcase, how you can push the advertising to the max to capitalize on your monetization efforts here. So you can see as we scroll, we get additional pop-ups. Same thing though, they really want people to sign up for their newsletter. That's where they can continue to promote their products, anything else, any of their services. And that's kind of what we want to do with our Teachable products. In the middle of your content, you want to, hey, I'm enroll in this course that I have on the related article. And then the last one I'll show here is just Bike Rumor. This is the one that I go to quite a bit. And again, it just has, like nice inline advertisements. If we click in, LeBron is apparently getting really into cycling right now. But you'll see they have, call to actions to their own site that are highlighted in another color. And they really want you to subscribe. They're giving you enough information. And the call to action here is subscribe, get more content here. And so those are just a few examples that I pulled just for this webinar. If you're blogging, I'm sure you've seen even more. I'm sure you've made even more. There's tons of ways you can go about this. And here at Teachable, we've been working to make it easier to feature the Teachable products. So I'm going to introduce you to our WordPress plugin. If you haven't installed it yet, we built a native WordPress plugin for Teachable. And the reason why we did this is because WordPress powers almost 50% of the internet. So almost all of 50% of all websites on the internet are powered by WordPress. But the percentage of blogs powered by WordPress is even higher. So 97% of all blogs are powered by WordPress. So it makes sense for us to build a special tool specifically for these blogs and these websites. So what the WordPress plugin does is it makes it easy for you to sell your courses and bundles. So I'm going to walk through the process of how to get this set up really quickly. We have a great support document and walkthroughs for you to take your time and kind of run through it. For now, just kind of bear with me, and we're going to run through it together quickly to show what it's capable of. But it's to make it easier. If you're adding a blog post, you can really quickly add these courses and make them purchasable for the people that are already reading your post that you've created. It leverages our secure checkout, everything that you're familiar with on Teachable. It uses all the best features of that and goes from there. What's even better, it's fully customizable. It'll match your website that you spent, maybe years building on WordPress. So it'll seamlessly match and feel like a part of it. So here's a prompt to install and set up. We'll share this in a bit. For now, I'll just walk you through what this will look like and how to get it set up. Again, this is going to be super quick. We do have a very slow-paced walkthrough that we'll share, and our support doc has a lot of great questions or answers to a lot of the common questions. And then I'll share an email address for me where if you have additional questions after viewing those, you can reach out. Maybe we can hop on a one-on-one if you have something particularly sticky and need some help with. But this is what our WordPress plugin is going to be. So this is a standard WordPress site. This is a blog post that I wrote about having your dog, how beneficial it is to have a dog while you're working from home. Actually, ChatGPT wrote this for me. But this is going to be our plugin here. So, we have this content about our dogs, and we want to feature our Puppy 101 class. And so this is all coming from Teachable. What's awesome with our plugin, any of your content that you upload to Teachable will then seamlessly sync. So if I go to Teachable and upload a new photo, the next time the data syncs, the new photo will come through. But you'll see we're doing similar to what we did or what we saw in those examples, right? Like in the middle of our content, we're featuring, this is a little bit louder. We have a big image, the pop of color, but we want them to purchase our course. And then we're doing the same thing that we saw where, again, at the bottom of the blog post, we're going to have another call to action that says, hey, purchase Puppy 101. If you like this content, you're going to love learning even more. And then really quickly, I'll show you a couple other, one other use case here. So this is another blog post. With our plugin, you can insert this content into columns, into any of the blocks that WordPress Gutenberg Editor supports by default. So you can really change up what's displayed here. Here, this is a little earlier in the blog post. Maybe we don't want that huge image of the puppy. We just want to feature, hey, we do have a course for sale that's related. Read a bit more, and then again, sandwich the content with another call to action. So that's going to be what I'm showing you how to set this up on your WordPress website. And this is a good way to integrate it into your blog post. And so to get this installed on your WordPress site, you'll just need to log into your WordPress dashboard. Again, I'm going to go through this really quickly. Just view our support document or watch one of the in-depth walkthroughs. We'll go through it a bit slower for you all, but I just want to show how easy it is to get everything set up. So this is a standard WordPress site. Yours may look a little differently depending on what versions you're on. But the goal is you just need to add a new plugin, and that plugin is going to be our Teachable plugin. So we're going to search for Teachable. Here it is, Teachable by Teachable. So this is our official plugin. And we're just going to click Install Now. And then from there, we're just going to activate. So now the Teachable plugin is installed on my WordPress site. There's one final step needed to make this truly useful, and that's tying it to your Teachable school. So to do that, you'll see a couple call to actions here, one to sign in or one to get started if you don't have a Teachable account. I do, so I'm going to click sign in here and log in. Perfect. And this will take you to the WordPress app within your Teachable admin. If for some reason, this doesn't redirect you where you need to go, this is available under settings and then app hub. I'll just take you there so you can see. And you're going to be looking for this WordPress card. This is going to be our new app. And once you're on this page, it'll tell you a little bit about this new plugin, how to use it. But really all we need to do is click install. And this is going to produce a WordPress key for us. And this is what's going to be tying our WordPress site to our Teachable school. So we'll go back to this page that was previously open in WordPress. And we just need to paste that key here. We'll click Save Changes. And that'll refresh. If you have a green statement here, it'll pull the school that's tied in. So this is the school I wanted. This is Chacier Warhurst School. And that's all that's needed to install the WordPress plugin on your WordPress blog. Once it's installed, there are a couple options here. So again, how to use tab will kind of walk you through how to use the plugin itself. Sync data is the other options that you have. So by default, what's going to happen is every night at 2 a.m., and you can change that time if 2 a.m. is a busy time for your business. Typically, you want this to happen at an off time, but you can change this at any time to, maybe noon is a slow time for me. And then you just click Save. But whenever time that is set to, if you don't change it, it'll be that 2 a.m. time. It'll do a sync every day. If you go into Teachable and you're updating a lot of your course content or your bundled content, and you want to see those reflected immediately on your WordPress site, you can always come here and click Sync Now, and that's going to refetch new data from Teachable. So that way, if you've updated that puppy photo for puppy 101 and you want to see the latest and greatest immediately, you just come here, click sync now, and that'll happen. The last option here is just plugin deletion preferences. So just what happens if you ever delete the Teachable WordPress plugin. If by default, you'll keep the data. And what this means, if you delete the plugin, anytime you reinstall, that WordPress key will still be saved and the data will seamlessly sync up. If you remove the data, you'll have to go through that install process again. So now the plugin is completely set up. Those are all the options for you. And I'm going to show you how to integrate it into your post. So your blog post, similar to what I have here. And we'll just create a new blog post. And this should be similar, hopefully similar to you if you're using the standard Gutenberg editor. There are a lot of different editors for WordPress out there. We do support them through shortcodes and such. Again, our support doc's going to have a lot more information there to show you how you can go about utilizing those. But if you're using the standard WordPress Gutenberg editor, the process to add the block is going to be very similar to every other block that you've added. So you'll have the big plus sign here. You can search for Teachable. Perfect. There's our Teachable Buy button. The preview is going to pull your first course or bundle that comes through in the data. So if you don't have an image in there, those might not show on this view, but no worries. We can show you how to get those added. Another way to add the block is, this plus sign. You'll find this, or you can search for it. You can always do a backslash and Teachable Buy button. I just like this big view so I know exactly what I'm getting. So I'm just going to click and add from here. And so this is adding, again, the very first course or bundle that's published or that has a pricing plan in the data. So that's what's going to load by default. And in order to change which course or bundle is featured, you'll just need to change it in this side panel. If this isn't shown, sometimes this is hidden. If you're in focus mode in the editor, you can click this button in the top right here for settings. And if this block is selected, you'll see the option here. So if it's not selected, we can select here. And this is where you can change which product is featured. So, we don't want Puppy 101. We want, I have a lot of other courses. Let's do making the student experience more seamless. And even cuter puppy, perfect. So this is going to pull in all of the information you have. You have the ability to kind of click in and make adjustments. So you're going to be able to use the standard styling for WordPress here. So you can, select the styling, change the backgrounds to different colors. By default, these are the ones that are for your theme. You can select any color. You can change all sorts of padding, margin, any of the features or options that WordPress gives you are going to be here. But the big thing that I want to showcase now is just how to change the pricing plan. So by default, a pricing plan has to be selected. That's how this link is generated. So you can't remove the one pricing plan that's been added until you add a different pricing plan. So, this is the additional one that I want. I've added it. I only want to showcase that one. You can display as many as you'd like. You can keep adding. And all those will seamlessly show, and your users will be able to select which ones they want. And then all of the data that's pulled through here is optional. So everything except for the pricing plan and button. So similar to what we showed in that example, I don't want to show the image in each case. You just select that and you can delete it and showcase exactly what you want. Like for students enrolled, maybe I don't want to showcase that until it's a little more popular. No worries. And last updated date, it's not super relevant for me, so I'll just delete those two. And then, this has the column, so you just close those out. We'll remove that. And we have kind of like the standard display here for the block. Tons of options here. Again, I won't go into too much detail just because there's so much you can do with the block itself. Definitely get in here as you're adding a blog post. The real value is, you can be seamlessly, I'm in here, I'm adding my blog post. This is going to be, I love puppies a lot. And you're just in here typing your content. And if you're a great writer, much better than I am, everything is flowing. You don't want to disrupt your flow of adding your content. But you do want to start adding these call to actions to add or to purchase your course or bundle. And so you can quickly add that, and there you go. So before, this was a process where you'd have to go and copy and paste all the information over. You'll have duplicates. Now everything stays in sync, and you can quickly add these, as many as you'd like within a blog post. And I think a really great strategy is to have, something early in the blog post, similar to what we showed here. And then again, sandwich the content. If it's a really long blog post, maybe I would add another one in bullet point 5. But definitely, as a conclusion, as the last step someone could take up after reading your great content, add another block with a call to action to purchase your course or bundle. And that's going to be that's going to be the gist of our WordPress plugin and how I would use it to monetize your blog posts. I want to go over one other thing just really quickly. What if your blog's not built on WordPress? We do have something for you as well. And that's going to be under courses or bundles. You'll just select which one you want to feature. And we have an option here called embed. And this will be available to work on any other website builder that you have. So if you have a Squarespace website or a Squarespace blog, you can customize the options similar to what you saw on the other. Remove the image, and then you'll just copy this code and paste it in, and you'll have that embed available for you there. And that is the demo. So we'll move over to some Q&A.
All right, thank you so much, Chacier. So just wanted to call out a couple things as we switch into Q&A mode here. If you do have questions, please drop them directly into the live chat. We've been keeping a few of those aside. One of our colleagues has also been answering a couple of those in the chat as well. So we're going to head to a couple of those questions in just a minute here. The other thing I just wanted to call out, Chacier just showed you how quickly and easily you can integrate WordPress and Teachable. You can download the plugin now at wordpress.org/plugins/teachable and add one of your Teachable products to your blog within minutes. Really encourage you. You can do it in just a couple minutes, or you can do a ton of customizations to it, as Chacier showed. The sky's pretty much the limit there. So what I'd like to do now is go to a few of the questions that have come up. And again, a couple of these might have already been answered in the chat, but I thought it would be helpful to just go over some of these live. We've got a question here. Why not sell the product in Teachable? We can sell courses and digital products in Teachable. Why not add the products? All you have to add is a shipping address. Sam, Chacier, how would you answer Sam's question there?
Yeah, I think that's a great option. I think this selling your products, your Teachable products on your blog is another avenue you can take. So if you have your blog, this is a great way for you to just add it in line with your content. And it just seems like it's, very much relevant to the post that you're building, and it's super easy to add. So really, when you're trying to sell your courses, your bundles, as most of you will probably experience now, you're building that audience with this great content. The next step, which is sometimes the hardest to take, is how do I get them to actually purchase this thing? And sometimes all that's missing is just that additional call to action. Like if I'm in the middle of this blog post, I'm really interested, I'm really loving this, I'm actually at that point where I would take that next step and buy that course. And so for you, this is just an easier way for you to add more of those call to actions to take that action to purchase.
Great. And what I would add to that too is, Chacier mentioned earlier that Teachable is still really the home for your products. So you create your courses, your digital products, all of that lives in Teachable. That's Teachable is still your source of truth. What we've showed you here is a way to make it very easy to sell those products directly from your WordPress site. I'm going to go to another question here. Is it possible to put your blog on your company website as a separate page, or is that a bad idea?
I think it's a great idea. If your website isn't, powered by a solution where you can add a blog, like if your website isn't already a WordPress site, but you are going to add a WordPress blog, adding it to that top level navigation and having it surface there is a fantastic idea, especially if you can add it as a subdomain. So that way, as you're building all this great content, all the SEO will continue to push your domain forward. And then if you're featuring your products, then those will start to be featured even more. So I think really having a blog and adding that great content and making your courses, bundles on Teachable available to sell on it is the best step to take. And how it's surfaced, websites can be as really, really complicated in how they're built. And sometimes that is the only option that you have. So that's definitely valuable, like a valid way to add it, and not a bad idea.
Got another question here. What if we have a Teachable school and want to add a blog on the same URL? What's the best way? WordPress, drop-in blog, or something else? Do you have any recommendations on that, Chaser?
Yeah, we do have a drop-in blog app within Teachable. So that is extremely easy to add. Drop-in blog is a paid service, so there's going to be additional costs associated with that. WordPress has endless flexibility. So you can really do anything and everything with it. You can start with your blog, and that could eventually be powering your entire site. So there's a lot of ways forward with this. I don't think there's one way that I would recommend over another. I think there's just lots of ways to go about it. If it were me, I would probably go the WordPress route just because of all the flexibility, and it's a free product that you can get started with. And then from there, you can build it to suit your needs. And then with our WordPress plugin, it does, make it extremely easy to add that block and add your courses to sell.
Great, thanks, Chaser. Got another question here. This one is about how do you feature multiple courses on the website on different pages? So if I'm interpreting that right, you've got maybe several different courses, but you've got one blog page. Can you put the different courses on that same page, or how does that work?
Yeah, you can add that block on a single page. You can add as many of the Teachable blocks as you'd like, featuring as many courses as you would like. So if you have one page and you would like to feature, you have a blog post and it's about puppies and you have 7 courses about puppies, you can have that block 7 different times or 14 different times and feature the different courses accordingly. If you have different pages on each, the process will be the same. You'll just select which product you'd like to feature, so which course you'd like to feature. So it's really pretty easy, especially with the WordPress plugin, to feature multiple courses on multiple pages or multiple courses on a single page. And the process will be the same regardless. So you just add that new block and then select which course or bundle you'd want to feature.
Got another question here. So I'm just catching up on some of the new questions coming in. Thank you for adding these questions. We'll try to get to as many as we can here. Should be able to get to at least a couple more. So for people who don't have a Teachable account, if they buy from the blog, it will lead them to the sign up, correct?
Yep, exactly. So if they click that buy now or whatever you're labeling that button as, it'll take you to Teachable checkout to continue that process. So everything will flow exactly how you're used to with Teachable checkout, where if they do have an account, you have the ability to sign in and it'll save your information and they'll be able to get through that process quicker. If they don't have a Teachable account, we make it really easy for that as well. They'll add their information that's needed and they'll get that set up as part of that process. So that's really one of the big benefits of the Teachable plugin is we utilize our checkout, so that process is super seamless. You don't have to add any other integrations to make that happen.
Great. I got maybe 2 more questions for you. This one is a great question. Why do I need Teachable? If I can build pages, blog, sell products, community, and host courses in WordPress for a fraction of the price, sounds like a really bad business decision to promote WordPress. Thank you for that great question. Chacier, how would you answer that?
So it is a great question. You can do a lot of things in WordPress, and I just talked about the endless flexibility of being able to utilize it. But Teachable really is a great place to manage your courses, bundles, memberships, all of that. And it's really great to have a product that is specially made for those use cases. Instead of, if you're using WordPress out of the box, it won't support everything you need. So you'll have to add, just out of these examples that you've listed here, many plugins in order to get to a similar place. And none of those will work really well together. So with us promoting an integration with WordPress, we're saying use WordPress for what they do really well, which is that page editing experience, the blog posting, the SEO that comes along with that by default. But then utilize Teachable where our strengths are, managing your courses and handling the purchasing and the selling. That way there's just less for you to manage. You could probably, get something together that might be able to do something in a similar way using WordPress, but it just won't be a great experience. You'll have a lot of time that is going towards that instead of the time spent where you can just work on building some of this great content and get your courses sold and start to see some of the revenue come through that.
Yeah, great answer, Chaser. I'll just add to, I talk to Teachable customers all the time who say that they started using Teachable for its courses, for its other digital products, because they'd taken one of those courses and just found the student experience was so much better. And then they tried Teachable for themselves and found it was just a really powerful, flexible online course builder, online learning product builder. So it just stands out in a way that other platforms like WordPress really don't match when it comes to those type of products. So our position is, how do we focus on what we can do, what we do best, and then integrate with the other tools that do what they do best. So that's why we offer so many integrations with email marketing tools, analytics tools, WordPress here, so that you can seamlessly sell your Teachable courses directly where you're already blogging or building your website. Great question. Thank you for that question. I think that's about all of the time that we have for questions today. What I would love to do now is make a quick announcement. We are excited to announce a contest that we're hosting. We would love to see your best examples of Teachable's WordPress plugin in action on your WordPress site. Ultimately, the prize, we're going to select 3 Teachable users, and we'll have your business featured on Teachable. So this will be on our channels, our blog, our social channels, telling your story, featuring your business and your products, and you'll receive 3 months free on a Teachable Pro plan. All you have to do is enter that contest, and there's a link here and even a QR code. So feel free to snap a quick picture of that contest, and you'll just have to provide a couple, at least one, but ideally a couple or a few different links to specific pages that you have showing that WordPress plugin in action. Tell us about it. And that's it. Should take you no more than a minute or 2 to fill out. And we'll be running this contest over the next week. So get those in as quickly as you can. All of that said, we'll be sharing a number of things out in the email following this, including more information about that contest and a link to enter. So if you miss that QR code, don't worry. We'll share that there as well. If you haven't already, download the plugin. Start adding those Teachable courses and bundles to your WordPress pages. Enter that contest. And we're also still eager to hear from you. How it's going, how the process is for you getting those products added to your WordPress site. If you have any wins you want to share, if you have any questions, we would love to hear from you. You can email Chaser directly at integrations@teachable.com and let us know. With that, thank you all so much for joining. It has been a pleasure. We very much look forward to seeing you at the next one of these in the near future.
Awesome. Thank
Bye
you.
now.